just didn't have no idea about money really, basically, if you sort of mean. So, as I say, some people don't. They've got no understanding of the meaning of money, or you know, it's like they're born silver spoons. You know what I mean? And it's, you know, silver spoons giving everything in a kind of way that they don't appreciate it. As I say, you know, and that's I think that's the thing to aim for really, sort of learn to appreciate the moment really, you know, and appreciate that you know you're here, and you know you're alive. It's almost like being born, isn't it? That, isn't it? You know, when you think about it. And I just feel like rather than being jealous or angry, or start appreciating. And that's all, you know, you've got to forgive in a kind of way other people, because they're crazy, you know, you've got to understand there's a lot of crazy people in this world. There is, you know, just note that down, if you sort of mean, within your memory, and just smile, if you sort of mean, and try to deal with anything that comes your way, if you sort of mean, with a punch bag. You know, just fight for your happiness really. That's what you've got to do, fight for your own happiness every day. Because I mean, it's like this morning when I woke up, I was sick, you know, I come over all sick for a few hours, you know, and I've not been feeling the best today, do you know what I mean, the happiest. I mean, even, you know, but you know, tomorrow I'm hoping to have a better day, if you sort of mean, you know, and that's what life is, isn't it? It's not always going happier and happier and happier and happier. Sometimes it goes up and down, doesn't it? You know?
Of course,
And you just got to keep climbing, really, you know, because just keep being positive, really, I feel, every day and every moment, and make the right choices every day with good, you know, with good time. Learn something if you can, you know. You know, about 1 hour a day or something, or more if you can. You know, because if you learn something, you know, it's in your pocket, isn't it? You know, and you can carry it on for the next day. You know, and it's because I feel like I've been studying week after week for a number of time. You know, and I'm very glad that I did actually. You know, because I feel like I'm learning more and I'm becoming a better person really by, you know, even studying appreciation, basically, you know, and all this kind of stuff. It really helps me to, you know, sort of for my own happiness, if you sort of mean, to understand, you know, philosophy. It's beautiful, you know. You know, I think like this world is beautiful, and it's beautiful, you know, nature and everything. But if you watch the news, it's a different story. And people and society and how it's all kind of mixed up in many ways. You know, but I think, like, as I said, you know, putting the maximum wage would fix it a little bit. That's how I feel, that's my opinion. And
giving a bit more of a restraint over everything.
So you don't really need money to be happy, you know. I mean, we need money to survive.
To survive, but you don't need it to be happy.
No. You know, like I say, if some people get too much money, it can make them unhappy. You know, it has done. You know.
Well, they do say sometimes more money, more problems.
Can do, yeah. You know, and that's what, I mean, depending on who you are, isn't it? Because I know that if I come into a lot of money, one, I think I would keep it quite quiet. Nobody would know anyway, really.
Same.
You know what I mean?
Same.
And two, I don't think it would change me too much as a person. And three, I think it would just sort of boost me up a little bit. You know, I'll be able to go on. My mum's a bit warmsier. You know, I'll be able to afford to travel. You see, and like that, you know, and then I'll go up there and buy, you know, take her out for dinner or something. You know what I mean? You know, and, you know, it does sort of like lift your life, doesn't it? It's sort of like it is. Gives you more energy in a way.
Yeah, definitely. It can enhance your life in a lot of ways, for sure. You know, just financial freedom in itself is is not something that a large majority of people, it's not something that a lot of people can say they have, you know. A lot of people are searching for that and seeking that and trying their hardest to work towards that, so they no longer have to be obligated to someone else and be on someone else's clock, essentially. Because when you work for someone else, when you're an employee and you work for someone else, you know, you're essentially you get paid for your time. So it depends on, you know, it depends on how much, you know, how you value your time, you know. If you get depending on the job, you already know kind of, you know, the pays, you know, might not be as great, if you see what I mean. You know, there's, as we all know, there's minimum wage jobs, and then there's jobs that you know, a lot, you know, if you're more qualified, then you can earn a better salary, you know. So what I would encourage younger people to do today is, because of the way the world's set up, try your best to get the best education that you can get, and
learn for yourself, I would say.
yeah.
Learn for yourself on the internet.
But at the same time, you got to figure out what you want to do as young as possible, so that you can then try to turn that into something that you can make revenue from, if you see what I mean. Turn that into something you can make money from and generate an income from, you know. But if you're not an entrepreneur, you're not this type of person, then make sure you get a good job. You know, try your best to get a good job. Try to get a degree or whatever it is in whatever it is that you want.
Well, you've got to try to do something that you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
It's no good if you're doing something that you don't enjoy doing.
Well, the reality is that if you're living check to check all your life, you're not going to have the greatest of experiences here on earth. That's just a reality. When you become a mature adult and you're living on your own and you're independent, or you've got a family and you're looking after everything and you're paying for everything. The reality is that if you're just living check to check every month, like, you don't have much savings, then life is just going to be a lot more stressful than the average person, So the best thing to do is to try to find a way in which you can make a decent amount of money every month or every year, so that you don't have to be burdened by the financial stress, if you see what I mean. You can still even though you might be an employee, you can still live a comfortable life. If you're earning anything over 60k, 70k a year, that's still a decent, comfortable life for a lot of people, if you see what I mean. You can still have a nice house, nice home, nice everything. Still a really good, that's still £5 grand a month, if you see what I mean. That's still a decent life for a lot of people. You can have a nice little, even if you're renting, you can still have you can still spend £2 grand on a nice house. If you and your family, like a nice 2, 3, 4 bedroom house. And still got enough money to do everything, like you said, and have holidays and live a very comfortable life, without having to struggle. And I think that is the main thing, when you've got to try to get yourself into a position where you don't have to struggle. That is the one, because when people start struggling, that's when they go into a survival mentality, survival mindset, and it gets to a point where you get some people that would just do anything for money. If you see what I mean, they're that hard up, that broke, that they will literally try to do anything to try to get themselves out of the circumstance that they're in.
Even kill someone.
Yeah, God forbid. So yeah, that's true. It's true. So yeah, it's not healthy. It's not healthy to be in that. There's a lot of people. Even to be honest, I even saw like a post the other day. Someone made a post. And he was basically saying to all the young men out there in the world, he's like, you're not angry, you're broke. You're not depressed, you're broke. You're not unhappy, you're just broke. Like, sometimes what it is people are broke, if you see what I mean. Poverty can lead to a certain mindset of, people, when people are struggling, a lot of people are down, people are, it's not easy, Sometimes people start to think of the worst things,
I feel like we all lose everything in the end anyway.
We do.
In a funny way.
We do. But in the process, like when people are the more poverty, the lower the lower you are on the poverty chain or level, the harder life becomes, and the more you will live, you will see more crime, lots of other things, if you see what I mean. As we all know, you know, that's why we see today most areas where there's more poverty, they tend to have more crime, more violence, more murders, more robberies, more violent type crimes happening, because people will resort to doing things because they need money, and they don't know how else to get it. Unfortunately, they take drastic measures. So
all do stupid things.
Exactly, stupid things. Exactly.
But I mean, even each country, out there, like the UK, America, Australia, they've all got like different level. I don't know what the wealthiest country today is. It might be China or America.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
It's Russia, and it's like each country's got a different step in a funny way, And I don't know what the poorest country is.
Yeah.
I can't remember, probably Ethiopia. I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
No.
I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, it depends what country you're actually living in and how poor you are. If you see what I mean, or on the quality of your life.
Yeah.
If you see what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, in this country, I feel that we've got good quality of life here.
We do.
There's plenty of food.
Oh yeah.
And the countryside, what we live in, is quite beautiful as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like some places they've got no flowers at all.
The truth is, the reality is that a lot of people complain and a lot of people moan, right? But the reality, like you said, the reality of the life that we have in the UK, even though it can be hard for a lot of people in terms of trying to survive and whatever else, life is still not that bad. A lot of people still have a home to go to.
Yeah.
They still got food in the cupboards. They might find it hard sometimes to pay the bills and whatever else, because money can be short and things can be tight. But they've still got a roof over their head, still able to eat, still able to got somewhere to sleep. Still got luxuries.
Still alive as well.
Still alive. Still got still have a nice hot bath. Can still watch television. Whatever, might have luxuries that the average people in a lot of places would love to have. They would switch places any day.
Yeah.
And work and work your job happily. So.
I mean, some people don't even want to work.
True.
They don't even want money. It's true.
Yeah.
That's a fact. They just don't want to know. Yeah.
Well, unless you're the type of person that you're in a situation where you can survive off grid, and even then though you still need money, because at some point you're going to have to buy something. Like if you're living off grid, at some point you're going to have to purchase something. There might be something you might need for your farm, or some electronic device, or something you might require for your home or whatever, and you're still going to need money at some point. It's as much as, in all honesty, as we all know, well, I think a lot of us know, I think probably within a few years' time everything will be digital. There might not be any physical money around, if you see what I mean. There still be money, obviously, but it will be digital. There might not be any cash. Cash might cease to exist at some point. In the next.
So all relying on electricity, basically.
Essentially. So.
And the scary thing is electricity.
Yeah. If something happens and it all gets shut down, then you're in the shit, aren't you? How can you purchase something if your card's offline?
We'd have to go to the rivers and all this to sort of get our
fish.
Water and,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's beyond me. But it's interesting.
But it's funny, like how even today, like most of it, like money is just really numbers on a screen. Really today, like a lot of money today is worthless. It's not backed by anything. If you see what I mean. Like back in the day, like money used to be backed by gold or by silver, and in some cases even the military. If you see what I mean, like in America at one point, like the money was backed up by the military. After no longer was backed up by gold. So and now today, like a lot of money is worthless. It's not backed by anything. If you see what I mean, I hereby promise to pay the tender. Even if you look on the notes today, you read the fine print on it, on the thing on the inscription on it. It says, I hereby promise to pay the bearer hereof the sum off, if you see what I mean, you know.
Right.
So it's money in a sense today is almost illusory. It's all numbers on a screen, you know. People are fighting and killing themselves, you know, and killing each other to try to gain it, to try to have it, and try to have, you know, a better life. And a lot of it is just literally numbers on a screen, you know. That these people can type into a screen and hit enter, and now your bank account now magically has X amount of money in it, if you see what I mean, you know. It's funny, you know. And it's quite sad in a way too, like even today, I think even more so today, people are so driven by money to the point that people, I even heard of a case not long ago where someone, oh goodness, it sounds awful, this guy in America, he was so driven by money, young guy, wanted money so badly, he knew that his mother had a life insurance policy, and believe it or not, this guy killed his own mother.
Well, that happens a lot.
I think he was only like 20, 21 years old. Killed his own money, his own mother, sorry, and collected her life insurance money. And was online flaunting having all this money, you know. And then obviously they started investigating him and realised that he was the one that knocked her off to get the money, you know. And that was all because of money. So driven by money that he was willing to, you know, for life insurance money, he was so willing
you
to.
get children can't wait for their own mum and dad to die, so they can get their
inheritance.
You know.
Yeah.
That's what kind of nasty, mixed up, wicked world we're living in.
True.
You know, the world is kind. I feel there's a lot of kind people in our world. There's a lot of kind people trying to do the right thing, do the good thing. You know. I think there's some good people out there with good hearts, let's put it that way, and they understand life. But there's a lot of people that don't. You know, and it's all to do with appreciation. You know. It sounds like someone's being sick outside.
Yeah. Sounds like someone might have had one too many at the pub next door.
Yeah.
See, sometimes having money, you know,
you can have a good time.
You can pay to poison yourself.
Pay the price.
You pay to poison yourself. You know. You go in there. You might have 2 or 3, and you might come out feeling really nice and merry and you know, lovely. You know, happy and you know, sleep well and go to work next day, feel great. You might go in there and spend money and spend all that money and drink 7 or 8, and then you might feel okay for a little while, but then all of a sudden it hits you. And you feel like shit. You literally spent £100, you know, to intoxicate yourself and throw it all up and then, you know, piss it all out. You know. So.
I mean, I've had those experiences before. You know, and that's learning. I've learned, you know, not to do it again.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? I mean, I do drink occasionally. I'm having a drink today because it's my birthday yesterday.
Yeah.
And my mother's. And it was kind of like a double celebration.
Yeah.
But you weren't here, and we're having a drink today, aren't we? You know. So I mean, it's good. I think it's good to have a drink now and again. You know, as long as you've got it under control. Yeah. And you're not harming anyone really, or annoying anyone else's life. If you see what I mean. I feel like some people, again, you know, a lot of uneducated people, especially when they get drunk, right, they get really rude and, you know, and normally end up getting chucked out of the pub or getting hit by other people, if you know what I mean.
Get confrontational.
But, you know, money does cause a lot of trouble.
A lot of problems, yeah.
And as I say, it's sort of like, do you really, really enjoy what you're doing? You know, for your job? For instance, you know, are you doing it with your heart? Do you love doing it, or don't you? And
the reality is that a large majority of people, I think, will say
no.
That they say no.
Because I'm doing it for the money.
I'm doing it for the money. I'm doing it because I've got to provide. I've got to survive. I've got to pay. You know, got to pay what needs to be paid every month. You know, I need to. You know, children need. You know, especially when you've got people to provide for. You know, you've got responsibilities. You know. You do what's necessary, won't you? You know, make sure you put food on the table and pay the bills and
We've all got different responsibilities as well, haven't we? By the way, you know. You know, your responsibility of 2 children, haven't you? You know, and some people ain't got that.
And that will be right up until, well, I'll always be responsible for them, but, financially, I'll always be responsible until they leave home.
Yeah, but at the moment now, they sort of like your daughter's getting quite old now, you know.
Yeah, my son even older.
So now you've got to feed a bigger girl. You with me? You've got to buy more food. You sort of mean, you know, and it's all that. I mean, you've got to be more responsible as you get. Say your children get older, they're kind of like take more of your energy basically.
Of course.
You know, you got to work a little bit harder, or you know, it's good.
Yeah, it's true.
Do you give your children pocket money?
Oh yeah, definitely. But in all honesty, they don't ever want for anything though. Whenever they ask me for something or whatever, and it's not unreasonable, I'll buy it. Like if you go in the shops and they want a little something.
I suppose your daughter's too young now, isn't she?
Yeah, but like even not long ago, it was her birthday, and me and my wife, she was still very spoiled. You know, she only turned 5. But me and my wife must have spent, altogether, we must have spent at least probably about £300 on her, if you see what I mean, just in presents, you know what I mean, from all of us, if you see what I mean, from me and my wife, plus a few from my son, kind of thing, so he's got something to give her, that kind of thing, plus going out for a meal and all that kind of thing. So it's not like I buy them like every year, right, how I look at it, right, every season, I buy my kids new clothes, say for example. So every summer that comes around, because they grow so quickly at these young ages, every summer that comes around, I buy new summer clothes. When it gets to autumn, buy a few new jumpers, hoodies, more autumn clothes because it's getting a bit chillier. Then winter time comes around, new clothes again. If you see what I mean, more clothes, addition to what they've already got. If stuff that they've got is a little bit small, and anything they've got that still fits, obviously they can still wear and keep until it gets, you know, small or doesn't, bit old, whatever. So that, like, even things like that, like almost every 3 times a year I buy my kids new clothes. And even sometimes we're out and about. Even the other day we were out and about, and my son didn't need a new jumper, but we saw there was a really nice jumper in the shop, and it was it was half price because they had a sale on it, and it was really nice, and I just bought it. Thought, oh, I said to him, does it fit you? Do you like it? Buy it. It's half price. Go and get it. Let's get it. Spur of the moment thing. It wasn't even planned. So like
children cost a lot of money.
They do. Factual.
Like uniforms.
Like the amount of money that I spend on food, like they eat, like to be honest.
I don't know how much one would cost a year.
My son and my daughter eat more food in my house than I do. To be very honest with you.
Yeah.
Just be honest. They eat more. Both of them eat more. Probably eat more than me and my wife. To be very honest, both of them. And they're much younger than us, but because they're young and they're growing, that's just how it is. They want to eat. They're hungry. They get hungry a lot. They expend a lot of energy and.
They can cost a fortune, children.
Can do.
Really.
So like my supermarket bill, let's say for example, like my household of 4, just as we're talking about money tonight, say for example, not to get too in depth, my own personal thing, but I don't mind being a little bit honest and transparent about about basic things. But like my supermarket bill a month probably at least about £400 a month for 4 people. If you see what I mean, so it's it averages at least about £100 a week.
Now the price of living is going up.
And now the price of living is going up a little bit more. Before it was a little bit less. It's probably about £350. That's about £400 a month for 4 people. Sometimes a little bit more. On the odd chance. So yeah, it's expensive.
I mean, I wish the price of living went down.
Yeah. I think it will. I'm hoping again it will. Well, that's just the optimistic side of me. But at the same time, I already know that the system is designed to screw us anyway. So even though I'm not optimistic, I know at the same time that I don't have the biggest amount of faith that it will get better. I think they want it to get worse.
I think food should be free.
Well, it doesn't even necessarily have
to be taxes.
Free. Well, yeah, you get that's a big scam too, because they tax your money, they tax your wages, and then everything else that you buy you taxed on. It's a scam.
Oh yeah.
You're already taxed on your wages. When you get paid, everyone gets paid. They're taxed anyway, and then you're getting taxed another time, a second time, on everything you purchase. To me, that is the biggest scam.
Yeah.
Like you've already been taxed.
Yeah.
Why are you being taxed again?
Because they're evil.
That's what I'm saying. It's robbery. It's modern day. It's a scam. Just like a lot of jobs are a scam. But this is the world that exists. That we all know. the reality in which exists. You know, whether or not we like it or not. You know, this is the reality. You know. So.
But you know, when I look around, when I go for a walk, I don't really see many happy people about. Really. You know, I mean, sometimes I do see. Sometimes when I'm going past the park or something, I see a lot of children playing in the park. You know, a little bit. You know, I see a bit of happiness there, but generally people are really sort of stuck in their own world, if you ask me, and they just keep themselves to themselves. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I don't feel like people have got time for other people today. Do you know what I mean? They just got to look after themselves, you know, in a kind of way. They really can't help other people because they haven't got enough money, maybe. Do you know what I mean? They're struggling with their own world.
Yeah.
And I just feel that if, say, the price of living did go down completely and everything was dead cheap, you know, do you think people would be more happier?
I think so. I think anything that alleviates stress.
Yeah, that's right.
From the average.
I think there is a lot of stress today, because like your bills.
Yeah. If you think about it, here in the UK, right? You pay either your rent or your mortgage every month. That's one thing. Then you pay your council tax.
Water.
And you pay your water. And then you pay your sewage.
We've got 2 water bills.
So that's 4. That's 4 already. Then you pay your electric. That's 5. Then you got to pay your gas if you got gas too. That's 6. Internet. 7. TV license for some people. 8. Telephone bill. Talking about mobile. 9. Petrol if you've got a car. Insurance and tax. 12 things already. You're already on 12 things. Now you haven't bought food.
That's not a bill.
That's one of the most expensive ones every month. You haven't bought food. That's 13 things. It's probably 1 or 2 things that we've even forgotten to mention. And that's here in the UK. So on the average person has about 15, probably about between 10 to 15 things they have to pay for every month. And to me, I know a lot of other countries aren't like that.
I think it's a bit of a headache myself.
I think it's a bit of a, it's the way it's set up, it's like, it's almost like...
It's a worry for people, I think, you know, because they always sort of think, oh, we've got enough money in my bank, or...
It's too
much.
I think it's too much. It's like...
people nightmare.
That's what I mean, like, a lot of other countries have, like, are better off, you know, in a lot... You know, have a lot better financial system in place, if you see what I mean, than we have here in the UK. It's like... It's almost like they want people to like to struggle, to suffer, like to...
That's why I enjoyed my childhood much more, because there was no money in that world, you know what I mean? It was a no money world in a funny way. A little bit, you know, because I had to go to the shop get some sweets, but that was about it, you know, and it's just not as complicated. As you get older, you know, you need to buy your own place, obviously, do you know what I mean? And you think it's all going to be lovely when you're first moving, don't you? Sort of. Like paradise, but it's not, you know, because you're numbered with bills month after month, if you sort of mean, and it kind of like drains your energy, or I think it sometimes can even make you ill, like, you know, or sick.
Yeah.
It can even kill you, actually. I think it kills people, you know what I mean?
Stress.
They're so, you know, worried about paying their bills, you know, and getting along and surviving in this world today, you know, because it's just getting much too difficult.
Yeah, it's overbearing for a lot of people.
Some people are just pulling their hair out. You know, I'm glad that I'm not in that situation. You know, I'm fortunate. I feel.
Yeah.
You know, I appreciate that fact. That, I mean, this shutdown did not affect me one bit. It made my life a bit better.
Yeah.
Because of my circumstances, if anything. You know, but I know a lot of people must have been really struggling. You know, because I know my brother was.
Yeah.
Okay, because he had to go to work and deliver things, you know, and he had to meet old ladies, and they were really sort of fearing about this stupid flu shutdown thing, whatever. I'm bored of it now. I'm bored of it. It's here and it, honestly.
Yeah.
You only got to hear it. Yeah.
Don't worry, come this winter, mate. Come this winter, we're going to be hearing all about it again. I guarantee.